Today on Commander Replay, we're back with some more Aurelia the War Leader. After getting comboed out in Game 1, will we have our revenge in Game 2? Find out next on Commander Replay. Today's show is brought to you by Culture, a graffiti artist from New York who brings your favorite pop icons to life. You can check out his one-of-a-kind works on his Instagram page, and if you see something you like, be sure to follow him and drop a comment. But if you see something you gotta have, or are interested in getting some custom work done, feel free to contact him directly through Instagram and be sure to mention Commander Replay for a discount. A link will be in the description below. Welcome back everyone, playing some more Aurelia the War Leader, Weapons of War, War of the Spark 2019 update. Take a look at this opening hand. We've got a Soul Ring, some land, that's a keeper. Let's keep that. What are we getting with the Goblin Engineer? Our hand is going to get emptied pretty quickly, so I think we want card draw. Ooh, that's a Gitrog monster. I think we're going to want some card draw, though. We have some removal. Removal is good. Probably have to blast the Gitrog immediately. Dragon Knight Mulligans, that's helpful. They did combo us out last game. I wasn't super happy about that. Let us play... We're going to go for the... Actually going to go for the Battlefield Forge right here, just so we have the option between white and red mana. Play the Soul Ring. Play the Dowsing Dagger. I'm going to give this to the Tana Timna opponent since they're already going to have... They're going to have a ton of little chump blockers anyway. Probably not going to make that big of a difference in the scheme of things. So, yeah, we'll pass a turn like that. Ooh, that's a Caustic Caterpillar. That seems good. It's going to be tough to get this Dowsing Dagger off now. There's a Prophetic Flame Speaker. Play the Goblin Engineer. Probably going to put Mask of Memory in the graveyard. And maybe Fire and Ice. Put Fire and Ice in the graveyard. Play the Temple right here. We'll get a Scry. It's a land. Don't think we need that, actually. Put that to the bottom. One floating, we will pass a turn like that. It's going to be a Demonic Tutor for the Gitrog opponent. Ooh, opponent plays their land tapped. I think we're going to get a shot with this Dowsing Dagger. That is huge. They might be paying the price for that. Caustic Caterpillar going on the attack into the Reki opponent. Opponent plays a Cabal Stronghold on their turn 2, by the way. It does take a little while for that one to be good. It does require basic swamps. In a multicolor deck, that actually seems a bit suspect. Reki coming into play. Yep, off of that, off of the turn 1 Mana Dork. Seems pretty good. And we draw a Signet. Play a land. Let's see. Let's play the Signet. Equip the thingy. Swing into the Gitrog. Flip over Dowsing Dagger. Now we have a lot of mana. I think we're going to go for the Prophetic Flame Speaker. I feel like we can hold off a turn on the Chaos Warp. Doesn't look like Gitrog's coming down super fast, so... Cultivate for the Gitrog opponent, sure. Leaves us a wide open place to attack with the Flame Speaker. That sounds good. Kind of hoping that Tana Timna Cat that taps out their mana right here. If they do, we can get the Sword of Fire and Ice and then just go wild. Static Orb, you say? Alright. Cute. One of our lands makes 3 mana, so that's pretty good. There's a chance that I might even be incentivized to just leave that Static Orb right there. We'll see how things play out. Rishkar Pima Renegade coming into play. Going to pump up the Reki and the Rishkar. We get to untap. We get to untap more than two permanents we get to untap. So untap our Goblin Engineer and our Lost Veil. We draw a Goblin Welder. Nice. Are there any artifacts in opponent's grave? Not yet. Okay. Play the Plains. Use the Goblin Engineer. Actually, yeah. So we're going to burn the Signet right here. Use the Goblin Engineer. Get the Sword of Fire and Ice. Sacrifice the Signet. Put the sword on the Prophetic Flame Speaker. Do some attacking. We go into the Gitrog, since they are wide open. Prophetic Flame Speaker triggers, Sword of Fire and Ice triggers, shoot the Caustic Caterpillar. We draw a Godo, nice. We have a Sword of the Animist on top, we may end up casting that. Prophetic Flame Speaker will trigger again, and Sword of Fire and Ice will trigger again. Let's go for the bird right here. We draw an Expedition map. Ooh, Neheb. We cannot afford Neheb, so Neheb's going to be getting exiled. Sadly. 3 mana, what are we doing with it? I think Sword of the Animist and Expedition map seem perfectly good. And we'll lose Neheb. Here comes a Sylvan Library for the Gitrog. Here comes Azor's Gateway. I've tried using this in Boros decks in the past, and it didn't have great success with it. I think it's a type of card where you really need to be looking at a lot of cards in your hand already anyway. So we get to untap 2 permanents, obviously our good land and our creature. Ooh, we draw a Maria. Nice. Play a Maria. Equip Sword of the Animist. 1 floating, can't do much with it. Probably could have went red and cast the Goblin Welder, but I guess it's already kind of like board wipe territory. If someone has one, they're probably going to have to play it. Maybe not. I don't know. This one's going into the Bloodpod player, since they do have infinite combos. So send one their way. Sword of the Animus is going to trigger. Let's get a Plains, get a Maria online in case of the board wipe. Opponent's going to block with a token. It does have trample. So that'll trample through. We'll still get a sword trigger and a flame speaker trigger. We're going to sword on the Rishkar, I think. Oh, memory jar. Losing the memory jar. Sad face. Flame speaker is one that I'm still, like, not completely sold on. Ooh, we draw the wear tear. Nice. Well, we can get rid of the static orb when we want to, as soon as we get it on tap. And then we'll finish off the Rishkar right here. Opponent's going to use the Azor's Gateway one time. Yep. Draw an Armory Automaton. And we lose our Swiftfoot Boots. Those are nice, but we can live without them. And I'll pass turn like that. Sylvan Library trigger for the Gitrog. There's a Wayward Swordtooth for the Gitrog. Ooh, a Maze of Ith. Alright, alright. See what you got going there. Might have to Expedition Map for a Strip Mine. Opponent's going to animate that on the Caustic Caterpillar. Do they shoot the Static Orb? Caustic Caterpillar into play. Means that opponents will get a sort of boost of mana, depending on when they use this. That's a Pluknos. That's interesting. Becomes monstrous, deals X damage divided. Yeah, okay. That can kill some stuff. Untap the Prophetic and the Lost Veil. That's a Sun Titan. That's always a good one to have around. Yeah, I think maybe we wait. I'm going to attack over here and see if opponent uses the Maze of Ith. Kind of want to leave some mana up for our instant speed removal. We probably should deal with the Static Orb. Keep going this way. Sword of the Animus will trigger. Probably need a mountain right here. Do have a lot of red cards in hand. Yeah, opponent's going to maze our creature. That makes sense. And going to cost a Caterpillar on the Static Orb. Gitrog will get an untap. So that's fine. That's kind of why I planned our turn like this. As good as all this is, I think I'd rather set up for a really big next turn. Now that the Static Orb's gone, we have way more mana than our opponents, and we can just go wild. Sylvan Library for the Gitrog opponent. Here comes the Gitrog. Yep. How much action do they have this turn? They do have one fetch. So they'll get started on all their nonsense. They have 2 additional land plays, I think. Yep. Ooh, opponent goes for a Lake of the Dead. Get some extra mana with that. Gets a Cabal Coffers. Here comes a Phyrexian Arena, sure. We actually have enough mana to go Godo, Helm of the Host on our next turn. I think it's going to be a turn 7 win. Opponents are going to need to hold up instant speed interaction. And being that the Static Orb just left, I'm sure they have lots of things that they want to get into play. There's a Growing Rites, sure. Here comes Ronas. Yep. That may be able to do something against the Godo combo. We'll have to send enough of them in to make it relevant. Growing Rights for our opponent, sure. I think we have to end step Chaos War. Let's see. Let's just double check our mana. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so end step Chaos Warp, the Ronas. Indestructible Blocker could be an issue. They get a Guy's Cradle. Of course. There's a Brittle Effigy. Opponent doesn't appear to have the mana for it, so I think we're safe. And a Lanoir Elf. We draw a Knight of the White Orchid. We are pretty sure we're ahead on lands right here, so. It's Godo time. Get the Helm of the Host. Equip the Helm of the Host. And this should be good game. Oh yeah, let's get a Hammer of Nazan. Alright, send Godo into the Tana Timna. Godo will attack and create a new trigger. So discuss it with opponents. No need to stick around and show the rest of the combo. It does take a little while to go off. Told them they can stay if they want to, but there's no need to. So that'll bring it back to our combat. Helm of the Host will trigger. Get another Godo. Let's get the Feast and Famine. Put that one on there. Do some attacking with these two. Create another trigger. And opponent scoops it up right there. So we did have a turn 1 Soul Ring, but that was a turn 7 win. Very nice. The Bloodpod deck did have to mulligan down to 6, and we were able to catch them sleeping. They just didn't have that much removal in the early game, and you supply threats, and people need to have a lot of removal early, so. Yeah, this deck still got it. So in both games, we got to see some of the more interesting cards. We saw Inspiring Statuary in Game 1. We saw Goblin Engineer in both games. Turns out it's really good with the artifact lands. I'll probably run all 3 of those, since those are pretty helpful with the Engineer. Still got some other things I want to test out. I really miss having Iroas and Bruce Tarl in the deck. I do like having those around. And a few other things. I would love to get Gisela and Elish Norn in there. Something like a Bloodpod deck is going to have a really tough time against Elish Norn. So it's just one of those like really good hoser creatures to have. I don't know, maybe we can live without the Emeria Shepherd. In game 1 it would have been decent at one point, but you know, mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about it. So also the planes count is pretty low. It's not super well set up to deal with the Emeria Shepherd, especially now that we're adding in artifact lands. So maybe just Elish Norn goes into that slot to clean out, you know, really clean out some decks. Didn't get a great look at Truth and Justice or
Sinew.
Steel. There were some points where Sinew and Steel could have been relevant, so that's cool. But still need to get a better look at them. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, or if you're just looking to get some high quality games of MTGO, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.